friends. Today we'll explore tree pose as part of the essential poses of yoga. So if you've mastered mountain pose, we're going to bring some challenge with balance to the pose now. You know, doctors start to use balance as a test when you were around the age of 5 as a neuromuscular or neurological test. And as adults, balance becomes very difficult. And I think that's because we stop practicing the skill. And it's important to practice the skill of balance. So finding your very best mountain pose, we'll go through some variations of tree pose. The first thing that I like to start with is leaving the ball of foot on the floor and your heel comes just above your ankle bone. You'll see that the knee on this side is pointing out to the side of the body while everything else is pointing forward. Now let's first go over the standing side, the side that didn't change. I'm keeping pressure in the ball of the foot, the pinky toe, the heel, my kneecaps lifting up, and I'm making sure, see how I'm sinking here? I'm making sure that the glute on this side is engaged so that I'm lifting up. The whole side of the body is up. Now on this side, the side with the bent knee, I'm letting the pelvis sink down, and as I bring my hands either to the heart, to cactus or goalpost arms, or if I want to reach them straight up, this side, now the shoulder is reaching up while the pelvis is reaching down. So you have lots of options there. The next place that you might try to experiment with this pose is bringing the foot between the ankle and the knee. Now when I do that, my foot is pressing into my calf and my calf is pushing into the foot. Again, I have this hip engaged, I'm letting this hip sink, and I can have the same hand positions that suit me. Now another option that you might try is with a block. And remember, blocks have 3 different heights. There's baby bear, where it's flat, right? There's mama bear, and there's papa bear. So 3 different ways that your block can go. So work with and play around with the height that suits you, right? So I can start to practice with the ball of foot onto the block. If you really want to get fancy, you can bring the foot all the way up into the inner thigh. And you can see that that's quite difficult for me to do. I have to really think about pressing my foot into my thigh to bring it up. Did it change the benefits of the pose? No. My ego liked bringing my foot up that high. Balance could be challenging. And for me, because I have an old injury, my left side balancing is very difficult for me. My right side is easier. So you notice that I chose the right side for my video. But I'll show you the difference on how my left works from my right. Okay, now if I wanted to bring my foot up even higher, on this side, it works better for me to place my foot there and then to bring my hands back against the wall to help me balance. And that's how I can start to practice. One thing that I would avoid is avoid pressing any part of your foot into the knee joint itself. Try to be above or below. You know, we're all trying to handle the balance and juggle life, whether that's serving our own self-care, our family needs, our job, and how we do life on our yoga mat is kind of how we do life in real life. So if you find that there's a lot of negative self-chatter coming up while you're practicing this pose, that's probably how you're handling balance in your life. And so it's mirroring that. So it's a good place for us to be in the safety of our home, on our yoga mat, to watch and observe what's coming up in our mind chatter, and to practice. And the only way to get better at balance is to continue to practice. So a lot of times I'll be holding tree pose in the morning while I brush my teeth. I'll hold one leg while I brush my bottom teeth, and when my toothbrush buzzes at me to move to my uppers, I'll switch and start to practice on the other side. So the only way to get good at balance is with consistent practice, and that'll help you with balancing and juggling things in life.